So I did this with the last couple chapters of Team Affinity. I kind of want to do it today. I'm going to be ranking the cards for Team Affinity Season 3 Chapter 1, going through each of the bosses. In the comment section, I want to know your favorites, the cards you like the most, the ones you've been the best with. Let me know your favorite Season 3 Chapter 1 bosses, these out of position cards. I guess we'll sort today by division, so let's go ahead and do the AL East first. Now, this isn't necessarily going to be what I think the best cards are. It's going to be a mix of ones that I've liked using, the ones that I'm kind of the most excited to use to try and rank seasons, things like that. It's going to be a little bit of a combination. It's not just a straight, hey, I think this is the best card, this is the worst card, things like that. But kind of in this division, I think Roy Halladay, my #1 choice. I've really liked him the most. I used him in Conquest. His swing felt good. He plays a lot of different positions, some high speed, things like that. So I would say he's my #1. Manny Machado was kind of killing it. Now, the only thing is I wish he had a splitter or a changeup, so I'm putting him at #2 for the AL East for me, but he could easily be #3 because he doesn't have like a changeup or a splitter. But I'm going to put him at #2. Mariano Rivera at #3. Haven't really used him, but good fielding, good speed, decent contact, decent power. You know, 81, 83 is not terrible for a 95. And I'm interested to see how he would do in the outfield. That speed, that fielding's pretty solid. So I'm going to put him at #3. And Cutter Crawford, Shane McClanahan, kind of a toss-up. I feel like I could put either one of them at 4 or 5. Didn't really use either one of them, but I'm going to put Shane McClanahan as #4 just because the power is a bit higher, that 104, 101 for the power numbers. And then Cutter Crawford, I'm not the biggest high-contact, low-power guy, so I'm going to put Crawford as #5 for the AL East. So I'd say Halladay 1 for me, Machado 2, Mariano Rivera 3. Could probably switch those two guys. Then Shane McClanahan 4. And Cutter Crawford #5 for me here in the AL East. Let's just stick with the East. Let me go ahead and go to the National League East. Have not finished this division. And for me, I'm going to say #1, Bryce Harper, a catcher. And a big part of this for me is as a kid, I remember seeing a YouTube video of this super young guy, Bryce Harper, this like the next big thing, the next A-Rod, something like that. And I remember there was a Sports Illustrated cover with on him. They did the ESPN thing on him. And I think it was on Sports Center. And so I just remember like being super hyped for Bryce Harper. He finally made it to the league, everything like that. So a big part of that, Bryce Harper used to be a catcher. So I don't know, man, just like nostalgia for this card. I love Bryce Harper in general. I love his swing. I'm putting this one as my #1. For me, DeGrom's going to be #2. I think it was a Cy Young DeGrom maybe a few years ago before the DH was in Diamond Dynasty. And just having pitchers, it was so nice to have a good DeGrom that could also hit. And this card was fun to use for me at Conquest. I'm excited to use him in ranked season. So I'm going to say DeGrom #2, Dontrell Willis probably #3, and Aaron Nola, I guess 4, Austin Riley #5. Probably a toss-up between those two for 4 and 5. Aaron Nola, Austin Riley, not really excited for either of them. But Bryce Harper 1, DeGrom 2, Dontrell Willis #3. I'm really excited for all 3 of these cards in ranked seasons. And I was super excited when Willis got added to the game as a new legend. And that's going to be it for me for the NL East. And for all the divisions, too, if you want to, I'm curious on your ranks, the cards you think are the best, most excited for, combination like I'm doing. I'm interested to hear y'all's opinions. That's weird. I just tried to click on the AL Central, and it told me, yeah, what the heck? Wait. Why can I not go to the AL Central? It's not letting me go into the AL Central, so we're going to come back to that. I might just have to go to my Diamond Dynasty cards or something in the squad builder. So let's go to the NL Central and rank this one. Now, for me, this is going to be... Actually, it's going to be hard. Never mind. I like all of these. I think I'd probably put Jake Arrieta at #5, but it's not like a super bottom 5, man. All these guys are close. Mason Wynn is a Cardinals fan. He's probably my favorite player on the Cardinals right now after this season. It's just been so much fun to watch. Seen a lot of good interviews. I'm excited for the future with him. I'm putting Mason Wynn at #1 just because it's Mason Wynn. It's tough, man. It's tough. Like, I think I'm going to go CC #2, probably Ellie 3, Skeens 4, and then Arrieta 5. Arrieta's easily 5 for me, but he's not far away from the others. But, like, honestly, man, the 1 through 4 spots, if Mason Wynn wasn't a Cardinal, like, he'd probably be lower. That's a big part of it for me. But the 2, 3, 4 spots, it's a toss-up. I'm excited for all of these. Super happy CC's back in the game. I love Ellie de la Cruz. Starting pitcher card. Seems fun to use. Paul Skeens' swing felt good at catcher. I like Paul Skeens, so... I like this division for Team Affinity a lot. I'm going to say Mason Wynn 1, CC 2, Ellie 3, Skeens 4, but you could easily flip-flop any of these 3 dudes and then Arrieta 5 for me. But I really like the Central. This has actually probably been the only chapter of Team Affinity this year where I've really liked the National League Central division. So let's move on to the West. Again, I'm going to come back to the AL Central. That's so weird that it's not letting me go in there. I'm curious if anyone has had this problem in the last few days. Maybe the day this video goes up, who knows. But let's go to the AL West. And two-way Mike Trout. I think he's the only two-way player from this chapter, Team Affinity. So got some good power, good speed, good fielding, plays shortstop, but also starting pitcher. The pitching attributes kind of suck, if I'm going to be honest. I like the pitch mix, but yeah, I'd say Mike Trout number 1 just because it's a two-way Trout. Randy, easy number 2. Easy number 2 for me. I'd say Nolan Ryan, probably number 3. The only thing that scares me is that arm accuracy. I've yet to see that. Mark McGwire going to be number 4. Jonah Heim, number 5. I do love me some switch hitters. I like Jonah Heim's swing, but I'd say Trout, easy 1. Randy, easy 2. And then 3, 4, 5. Everybody else, just kind of a toss-up, but probably Nolan Ryan, 3. McGwire, 4. And Jonah Heim, 5. I just need to see how Mark McGwire actually plays as a reliever. I like the pitch selection. He's got some good break on some of his pitches. Circle change and slider maxed out. So he seems like he could be good. I just haven't really used him. It's kind of more of a excited for these cards, or how excited I am kind of for the AL West. And then the National League West, before we do the American League Central, let's check out the NL West right here. Chuck Nasty felt good when I was using him. I'm surprised that his velo was that high. I like the pitch mix. The hits per 9 is good. I think I'm going to go Chuck Nasty. That control's great. The break is great. Maxed down on 3 the pitches. Charlie Blackmon, number 1 for me in this division. Number 2, Kenley Jansen, a switch hitting catcher. I know I don't really like the high contact, low power, but 99 arm strength and accuracy with a big PCI for a 95. I think he could be fun to use. He was feeling pretty good the small amount that I used him in Conquest, so I'm going to say Chuck Nasty 1, Kenley 2, Willie Mays, easy number 3, and then Zach Gallen and Jake Cronenworth, kind of a toss-up. I kind of need more relievers. I'm not the biggest fan of his pitch selection, though, so I think just looking at that, I'm going to say Gallen 4 and Jake Cronenworth 5. But I would say number 1, Chuck Nasty, 2, Kenley Jansen, Willie Mays, number 3. That's pretty clear to me for the National League West, but I also haven't used Willie Mays as a third baseman, but, you know, he's been a position player for a while, so I don't think it's going to be a lot different. I do enjoy his swing, but just for these out of position cards, Chuck number 1, Kenley number 2. I don't know the best way to do this, but we can just kind of go through the cards. Adam Dunn, I'm excited for him. He seems solid. I like the pitch mix. The hits per 9 seems pretty good. The velo seems a little bit low, but not terrible control besides the sinker, and then pretty high break. The sinker doesn't have great control, but it's got maxed out brakes, so he looks good. I haven't used him, but he seems like he could be solid for the White Sox. The Guardians have Cy Young at first base. Again, I'm not the biggest high contact, low power guy, but 83, 84 power is not that bad. First baseman also plays second. I haven't used this card, really. I maybe a few at-bats or moments, something like that, but I just don't know how his swing feels. It's going to really come down to play for me, but, you know, I'm not the biggest Cy Young fan. He didn't win any Cy Young awards, I don't think. So, you know, I'm not super excited for him. The Tigers have Riley Green, a relief pitcher. Just looking at the pitch selection, a 5-pitch mix, 4-seam sinker, slurve, circle change, and a cutter. 110 hits per 9. He seems good. Haven't used him. The control seems solid. The break seems really good. Like, he seems like a really good lefty reliever. I'd probably rank him and Adam Dunn right now. Probably Riley Green 1, Dunn 2, and I would say Cy Young 3 at the moment. Oh, and then we have Zach Greinke, and he is a catcher secondary, so I think I'm going to move Zach Greinke to number 2. Right now, Riley Green number 1, Greinke 2, then Adam Dunn 3 and Cy Young 4, but it was the same thing with DeGrom. Zach Greinke had some cards where when the DH wasn't a thing, he was fun to use because he was good at hitting. He's got some decent power and contact numbers for a 95. The arm strength is solid. He does play catcher as well with some solid fielding, so yeah, I'm going to say Zach Greinke's my number 2. And then for me, Byron Buxton, it's just going to come down to how he plays online, right? I really do think that I'm going to say Riley Green 1, probably Greinke 2, maybe Buxton 3, Adam Dunn 4, and Cy Young 5. I like the pitch mix. Byron Buxton felt great in Conquest. 99 velo, 99 break. He has an outlier on that 4-seam fastball. The control isn't the best, but he does have really high break to hopefully make up for it, and he has that velo, the change in speed. So yeah, I'm going to put Buxton at number 3 in the AL Central. And that's going to be my rankings for the Team Affinity Out of Position Season 3 Chapter 1. I'm really curious to hear what cards you like the best, which ones have been the best for you, which ones you're most excited to try out. Let me know all that and more down in the comment section. As always, if you enjoy the videos, hey, feel free to drop a like, subscribe for daily uploads, and thank you as always for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you in tomorrow's daily upload.